I think you're seeing that there are some members who are in the position to overreact. They're proposing new regulations, asking Facebook itself to come up with new rules. Mark Zuckerberg's made the good point that if we create a new data privacy law in the United States, it might be harmful not just to Facebook and its users, but to new companies. The downside of regulation is it might end up entrenching Facebook rather than improving competition in this space.
I mean, Kevin, this might be the very best thing that ever happened to Facebook in some respects. I mean, to that point, if there is regulation put in place, it could make barriers even higher to entry in terms of being a competitor to Facebook.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. The harder the government makes it for companies to access shared data or data that changes places, that changes between different platforms, the stronger it makes the companies that have access to tons of data within their own right. So that means Facebook, that's Amazon, that's Google. So I think any regulation that emerges from this is most likely to entrench Facebook and hurt competition more than anything else.
Hey, Franklin, how do you think he did? Obviously, as Julia said, much more contentious today, much wider variety of topics, opioid ads, for example. But when it comes to substance and both, and style as well, which matters when you're dealing with Congress.
Right.
Did he pass?
Well, look, there's just the sheer scale of issues that he's having to confront, I think, reflects the way in which Facebook has become this big, powerful force within American life. And he's made incredible concessions. The fact that Zuckerberg is essentially inviting regulation, I think, shows the position that he's in. On style, I think, the guy, the expectation that he would walk away personally humiliated from these hearings was never going to happen. I mean, he always was going to be well coached and well prepared for this. He's a smart person and a decent talker, so he's basically succeeded. But still, we have all these viral moments, if you forgive the expression, that will emerge from this, where you have these confrontations where flashpoints and real core problems that Facebook has are being distilled into moments that everybody will see. And these hearings reflect the way in which members of Congress and the public are starting to become aware, educated, better equipped to conceptually describe the problems that Facebook represents.
Kind of. I mean, Kevin, Kara Swisher put it best. She said it amounted to a bunch of help desk questions. I think what was on display from the senators, less so from the members of the House committee today, but still, they're all over the map when they talk about some of the problems that Facebook faces. They're all over the map in terms of their understanding of Facebook's model. A lot of talk about connecting broadband in rural communities. How are they going to impose regulation on a company that many of them struggle to understand?
I don't think they're going to be able to. I think this is one of the things that I hear a lot discussed right now is there's this notion that Facebook can't regulate itself. Well, the reality is if Congress doesn't understand how internet advertising works or how technology works or how Facebook works, they can't regulate either. And so I think everyone would agree that it would be better if Mark Zuckerberg had implemented the changes that he's talking about years ago. But the fact that he's implementing them, I think, will go above and beyond what any regulation would be able to realistically do anyway, because technology changes so fast.
Ryan, but this could really play into Facebook's hand, right? I mean, if Congress is so willing to go out there and ask questions with a full display of almost incompetence, I mean, when it comes to this particular area, I mean, he can offer his services, which he has done during the course of this testimony, to say, you know what, I will help you draw up the regulation.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. Mark Zuckerberg understands this better than anybody else, and he's moving to action right now. And Congress is demonstrating in the course of these hearings that they don't understand the issues well enough to be trusted by the American people to address them.
And although it's true that politicians have shown that they don't really understand this platform, some have indicated that they might be open to creating new rulemaking authority for agencies like the Federal Trade Commission, which could, under a more proactive approach, do a lot to regulate in this space or to punish companies for behavior they've already entered into. All of the big tech companies are in these 20-year consent decrees. There's a huge amount of leeway that the FTC has to impose fines and punish companies after the fact.
Franklin, ultimately,
the FTC's done nothing, and I think a lot of this is I don't buy it. Politicians don't understand the way that our aviation system works, yet I think we're all grateful that we've set up aviation rules and that there's air traffic control system that's nationalized. I think we're in the early stages of this, and of course politicians need to educate themselves, understand things. But we're also in a world where our privacy is being thrashed. Facebook has displayed no inclination to constraining ourselves. Our regulators have proven themselves to be next to useless in dealing with these companies. And the culture's changing, society's expectations are changing, and the rules that govern our economy are going to have to change too, or we're going to wake up 30 years from now really seriously regretting it.